Hello guys, in today's video I'm going to be doing a Smart Scout breakdown showing you guys how to source product, how to find product, how you can start making way more money on Amazon, or even how you can just get started into Amazon if you aren't selling on Amazon already. So if you're watching this video, you should probably already know the basics of Amazon before we get into this. If you don't, I'm going to make another video just for beginners, kind of explaining more about what it is. But let's just jump right into it. So the first thing I'm going to get into is brands right here. And I'm going to break everything down in a way where it's easy for you guys to understand and how you can start, doing this for yourself, because someone asked me to do a Smart Scout video. So one of the first things that I want you guys to do is, obviously I do only wholesale, no OA. You guys could do OA or RA, which is online or retail arbitrage, if you want, but I personally only do wholesale because I think that that's the best business model of Amazon there is. Now, for this to make a lot of sense to you guys, you need to have your key distributors. I'm not going to go into how to get or find distributors in this video, but I'll give you guys a quick breakdown of how you can do that, not a long one. Just look up wholesale distributors or wholesalers in your area. Start with your area and just start finding wholesalers or distributors that carry brand name products, big brand names that you probably already have around in your house, and just see what their pricing is, see everything like that. That's where you're going to start. That's what I'm going to give you guys for that. Okay, so what you kind of want to start out with is in this brands section on Smart Scout, what we're able to do is see all of the different brands. Now, what I'm going to actually do is go into subcategories right here. And we want to figure out what category we want to sell in, or main few categories we want to sell in, but more importantly, we want to figure out what we want to stay away from. Clothing, shoes, and jewelry, we're staying far away from. Clothing and shoes are the worst to sell on Amazon. It takes an extremely complex, business to be running that profitably. And even for, I just wouldn't recommend it to anyone because the return rate is so high. You're going to be dealing with so many returns, and it's just a big headache of a business. So stay away from that. What I like to do is pay attention to mainly grocery or health and beauty. So let's just go into health and household right here. We're going to go into vitamins and dietary supplements, and we're able to see all this information. So estimated monthly revenue, vitamins and dietary supplements, $982 million, seller revenue share of 77.5%, Amazon revenue share 22.5%, which is good because we can see that majority of the sellers are third-party sellers, which means that 77.5% of the sellers in this category are just like me and you, and only 22.5% of those sales are being taken up by Amazon. Now, Chinese seller revenue share 2.2%, that's super low, so that's good. Number of brands 6866, that's another good thing. And then all this other information we don't really need to get into. But something that I do like to pay attention to over here is going to be at vitamins and dietary supplements. Your average price is $38.71. So based off the new fee structures and everything that Amazon has been implementing, it's not that we want to stay away from lower price products, because I do sell some lower price products, and there is lower price products that will make you extreme amounts of money if you source right, if they're the right product and everything like that. But we want to try to aim for higher ticket products if we can, because that allows us to probably have a bigger margin dollar wise, which allows us to send items to a prep center. When you're selling lower ticket items, you can't necessarily always just work with a prep center, because your prep cost compared to your net profit per unit sold is going to be, pretty close, and you might not even be making anything in some instances. So if you're able to be buying a product for $15 per unit, which is going to be a higher priced item, and you're selling it for $45, if your gross profit is around $8 and then you're able to just pay that $1 per unit or whatever it is prep fee, and it's not really as big of a deal compared to if you're selling something that you're only making a $2 profit on, $3 profit on. So that's kind of why we want to sometimes aim for higher ticket items. It just all depends on the product. There's tons of different variables that go into that. So what we're going to do is go to vitamins right here, and then let's go to, let me see, how can I get to the brand section? Give me a second. Okay, right here. Okay, and then we're gonna have to go like this. Brands. Okay, so we're looking at acidophilus nutritional supplements, and here's where things are going to get really interesting, because we have a list of all of the different brands: Garden of Life, Physician's Choice, Gero Formulas, Renew Life, Mary Ruth Organics, Align, Nature's Bounty, Z Biotics, Nature's Way. Some of you guys probably are familiar with these brands already. So what the goal is right here, and what we're doing right here, is we're analyzing what brands are going to be selling at a high average sale price that, looks good for us. For example, I would say honestly anything over $25 is a good average sale price. You can sell items below that, I do, but the margin has to make sense for you. But like I say, if you find higher ticket items, that's good. It's going to help you increase, your ability to work with prep centers and kind of be able to leverage that dollar amount compared to the prep cost. So we'll go into Mary Ruth Organics just because that's a pretty known brand. So estimated monthly revenue, $1.2 million, market share 4.3%, and this is of the acidophilus exact, niche. And then right here we can see that's between number of ASINs 14, so 14 different products, estimated monthly units sold 46.5K, and we're just getting all this information. This is why Smart Scout is super valuable. And then Mary Ruth Organics, and then $28.50 average price per unit. So now we can dive even deeper where we go Mary Ruth Organics. We're going to go right here, products, click into this, and what we're going to do now is analyze the different listings that Mary Ruth Organics offers, if the brand itself is on the listing, how many third-party sellers are on the listing, and if it even makes sense. And if it does make sense, then I'm going to show you guys what we can do from there. So let's just analyze this first one. Rank 100, variation page, yes, and then parent ASIN, boom, right there. Amazon in-stock rate, 11.6%. Not a big deal at all because it's super low. Number of sellers, 58. Estimated monthly units sold, 60,000. Buy box price, $71.09. Estimated monthly revenue, 4.2 mil. And this stuff doesn't matter really. This is what matters. Number of FBA sellers, 47. Buy box equity, 2616. Product page score 9.0. Okay, so what we're gonna do is look into this one right here on Amazon itself with the software. So all of these different terms, if you guys don't understand them, you guys need to likely learn more before you just try to assume and learn from what I'm giving you guys here in this video, because without understanding the different terminologies, they aren't too hard to understand. You're not really going to be able to get this, but this is kind of more of an advanced breakdown for people who already know. This isn't really for beginners. So we see this product right here, Peach Mango Mary Ruth's Liquid Morning Multivitamin. 60,000 plus units bought in the past month, and it's a #1 bestseller. So just from paying attention to that information, from what we've seen, we already know that if we can find this product profitably, this is like an extreme winner. Now, we haven't dove into whether we're going to be able to find that profitably or not. But I mean, if I'm able to find this profitably, then you guys are going to see from what I post. But the point is that what the whole goal is, as we wait for this to load, is we know that there's a ton of other sellers on this listing. So obviously people are selling it profitably. They might be buying it for 40, might be buying it for 50. And people are selling through this ASIN consistently on a day-to-day basis. 60,000 units sold a month is extremely high and extremely rare to find. And if you even find this profitably, then you could literally build a whole business simply just off of this one ASIN. So as we can see, 30-day revenue and units sold, $4.4 million in the last 30 days from this ASIN. 63,000 units sold in the last 30 days. So when you have an ASIN like this doing 4.4 million, basically $4.5 million a month, the amount of sales that you can have coming into your store are going to be so extremely high. So for example, we can look at the sellers here. One Stop Discount, they have a good amount of reviews, 66.95. FBA, FBM, we don't really care about that. FBA $67, FBA $67.08, FBA $67.09, FBM $67.70, FBA $67.99, FBA $68.02. Now, something that I want to explain to you guys that you might not be aware of yet is that this is going to be some game. Something that I like to pay attention to, because I've been doing wholesale for not forever. I'm not like a pro, but I've been doing it for a while, to realize that when people's pricing is extremely consistent, matched with other sellers, it's really going to be a lot harder to compete on that listing. We don't really see that here, but on a lot of listings, especially for wholesale, what you'll see is that every time someone undercuts on the listing, for example, why did it just do that? For example, when it goes to 60, when it goes down to, yeah, right here, it's going to load for a second. But the point is that when someone undercuts the price, then you see all the other sellers, not all, but like most of the other sellers, simply just match their price. And that's not good, because that literally means that like these sellers are trying to basically compete extremely competitive, which means that if somebody tries to undercut, it's basically like they have their repricer set to instantly reprice to match the lowest price. So even if someone was to undercut, by $2, their repricer would most likely, if they set it to that, still be in their range, it would instantly reprice to that. So it will just stack and fill up the buy box. That happened to me on a good listing, and that listing ended up tanking. So that's something you guys can learn from. But as we see here, 66.95, next FBA is 67, next FBA 67, 67.08, 67.09, 67.09, which this isn't too bad. This looks pretty good. So the next thing we want to pay attention to, and one of the main things obviously, is going to be buy box analysis. So on the 90-day, this is what we can see, is all the different sellers that have been winning the buy box, how much they've won it, and everything like that. Now what we can see right here is Mary Ruth Organics LLC, Mary Ruth's. So the brand itself, I'm not sure if they're on the listing right now, but they have been on the listing. So let me just go through here really quick. It doesn't look like they're at least competitively priced right now. $74.94 is what they're priced at, 134% 3 weeks ago. And if we go to the 30-day for the buy box analysis, we can see, let's see, Mary Ruth Organics LLC. We can't really tell, but we could see right here, Mary Ruth Organics LLC has won 4% in the last one 3 weeks ago, and they're doing FBM. So I mean, the brand is just letting people absolutely cook off this listing. Like I do not know why they're doing that. Maybe they just don't want to be bothered to send in all this inventory to Amazon. But the point is that they're literally allowing all these third-party sellers to just dominate the listing. But the bad thing about them being on the listing, especially with all the new things that have been coming up with Amazon about Section 3 and all these different issues, is that you guys need to keep in mind that when the brand is on the listing, and this just goes for any listing in general, but it kind of, logically makes more sense when you're looking at it from the perspective of, oh, they're already, selling on Amazon. Maybe they just can't keep up with the volume, because a lot of these brands, they sell to distributors because they're trying to get into stores across the US. They're worried about distribution, not Amazon sales. So if they are on the listing, then they're starting to realize, okay, we should probably start selling on Amazon too, because this listing of ours is doing this much in revenue. So what the brand has the power to do is basically kick everybody off the listing because it's their brand, even give them IP complaints, whatever it is. This brand, within the span of, basically any time they want, they can kick everybody off the listing and be the only seller, and they'll be making all of the revenue. 4.5 million a month, they'll be collecting all of it. Now, do they have 60,000 units a month after distributing to all these different distributors across the United States and stores and everything to fulfill off this one ASIN? I wouldn't think so, because if they did, then the product probably would be tanking in price, or it just wouldn't even be selling this much. Something like that. But the point being is since they're on the listing, I wouldn't say to stay away from it, but I would just say be cautious, because at any moment, I'm not going to do this for the whole video, but what I would recommend is go through some of their other listings and see if they've kicked people off and became the only seller on those listings. You have to be able to dig into this more important information. Like we could literally see right here, L.Y. Berdichev Co. won 75% of the buy box. 75% of $4.5 million in 30 days is from a third-party seller. Maybe it's a partner, maybe it's something like that, but that's an extreme amount of money just from one single listing. And for them to be able to make that much just off this is insane. So that's what you guys need to realize. The potential with Amazon is there. And as you can see, sale price is $66.95, profit $50.67 with a cost price of $0. So, I mean, you could literally source this for $40, which just from looking at the product, obviously you can tell that possibly you would be able to get that. But even if you're sourcing it for $40, you're still going to make $10 in profit. And if you're selling 1,000 units a month, which is extremely conservative, showing you guys that it sells over 60,000 times a month. If you're selling 1,000 units a month, then you're literally going to be making $10K a month from one listing, just one listing. And I could go on and on for infinity time showing you guys more and more listings, but I'm trying to show you guys the power of Amazon and what's capable. Now, I'm not going to go on too long, but what you would do in this situation is go to Mary Ruth's themselves. You would reach out to them and you would say, hi, I'm interested in opening a wholesale account with you guys, and how can I go about speaking with someone? Call them. Do not just email. Call. Calling is the best way to actually get these accounts and do business with them. They don't just want to email, because they get emails all the time. You have to sound like you know what you're talking about. Now next, they're not just going to give you an account. I'm letting you know. And the chances of them just saying, okay, yeah, you can buy from us wholesale are literally like 0.001%. So then you say, okay, can I have a list of distributors? I'm in Pennsylvania, let's just say. And then they might say, sure, here are some of our distributors. And if they do say that, then there you go. You have distributors. And now you have not only access to Mary Ruth's products, but you're going to have a distributor that likely has thousands and thousands of other SKUs, different brands, different products that you now go search through their catalog, go back into Amazon, repeat the process of sourcing product over and over and over again. And that's how you make money. You make money with Amazon by building out a large catalog, like a portfolio of different products like this, and you just send them into Amazon. It's really, really simple, but you just have to be putting in the footwork to actually be able to source, find the distributors, find the leads, and use softwares like this to help you get there quicker. So that's really the gist of the whole entire video. And let's just say your distributor has Mary Ruth's products, but they don't have this exact product. Once you start spending money with your distributor and they see that you're a consistent good buyer and you guys do good business together, when you call and say, hey, this product, we can get this many units from you, we'll have an order for you right away, they will be on it to get you access to this product. They'll reach out to the brand and say, okay, we can order this much of the product, because they have access to the brand directly and you don't, which the chances of you being able to get access to this product are much, much higher. So that's what you have to do. Build the relationships, keep putting the work in, looking for these products, finding these brands that you want to be selling because the potential is high, and then go from there. So what you can even also do is, if the distributor doesn't give you, or if the brand doesn't give you a list of their distributors, simply go online, look up Mary Ruth's distributors in your area, or just look up, Mary Ruth's wholesale distributor, Mary Ruth's distributor, New York, Mary Ruth's distributor, New Jersey, so on and so forth. And that's the game. That's what you have to do. It's not going to work as efficiently as you just calling the brand and them giving it to you, obviously, but you have to be putting the legwork in. You have to be putting the work in that it takes in order to get there. So, we can see they have tons and tons of other products that you can go ahead and look through if you want to sell those as well. Just for the sake of this, actually, let's just go into one and just see, how another listing would look like. As we can see, even going right here, like, the rankings of all of their products are super low, which shows you that these sales are going to be insane for every single ASIN. So getting access to a brand like this, you can literally live off just this connection. Like, you can literally probably buy a Lambo like you guys want. You can buy a Lambo just off being able to work with this brand and having access to sell their products on Amazon consistently. Just even a few listings. Like, that's why you guys, like, I don't know how much more I can emphasize how overpowered this is. But here's another one, 9,000 plus units bought in the past month. The numbers go to show for themselves. Anything that sells over 800 times a month and has a good profit margin, you can print off of. Even below that, like higher profit margin, lower sales, you just have to put in the legwork, guys. So that's really it. And as you can see, they're not even the buy box. The brand itself is not even on the buy box. So this is definitely a great lead to look into. And I'm not going to lie, I'm going to try to see if I can get in contact with Mary Ruth's. So this is just so much free game for you guys. I'm going to do this myself. So if you're not going to do it and I'm giving you the information that I'm going to do it, then you're just going to miss out. So yeah, guys, this is tons of value. If you want to use Smart Scout for yourself, I'll leave a link down below so that way you can get a discount off of your first 3 months using Smart Scout. This software helps a lot. And just think, this is just one brand. There's tens and hundreds of thousands of different brands that you can go through, look through, source products, and just do this 24/7 all day and just print and just make money online. If you want to do that, then I gave you the information that you needed. I'm going to keep making more of these videos so I can inform you guys on how Amazon works and everything, and I hope you guys enjoyed. If you want to use Smart Scout, once again, I'll leave a link down below for you guys to sign up and get a discount for your first 3 months. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.